The first time I saw her, I didn't know that a single glance could change everything. It was in that tiny cafe tucked away on a rainy street, the kind of place where people come to escape the world for a little while. She sat by the window, her hair cascading like dark silk, eyes fixed on something distant, as though she were waiting for someone who never arrived. The soft drizzle outside framed her in a halo of light, and I felt an unexplainable pull toward her. I found myself returning to that cafe every afternoon, as if the universe had conspired to make our paths cross. Every day, I watched her scribble in her notebook, laugh at something on her phone, or simply stare into space, lost in thought. Each small movement became a story I wanted to know. Her presence was magnetic, though she didn't notice me yet. Weeks passed. I built the courage to speak, rehearsing words I wasn't sure she would care to hear. Finally, one rainy afternoon, I approached her table, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. "May I join you?" I asked, trying to sound casual. She looked up, startled, her eyes meeting mine, and smiled. That smile, it disarmed me instantly, leaving me exposed in the best possible way. Her name was Lila. There was something about her voice, soft, melodic, and calming, that made every worry in my mind dissolve. We talked about everything and nothing, as if the hours themselves were melting around us. Rain fell steadily outside, tapping on the windows, creating a rhythm that matched the excitement in my chest. As days turned into weeks, our connection deepened. We shared stories from our childhood, our dreams, and fears, revealing fragments of ourselves we had hidden from the world. There was a comfort in her presence, a sense that I had known her longer than the calendar allowed. Every laugh we shared stitched invisible threads between our hearts. One evening, the cafe was nearly empty. The rain had turned into a gentle drizzle, and the warm glow of the lights reflected on the wet streets outside. We sat side by side, talking quietly, hands occasionally brushing. Each touch sparked a shiver I could not hide. I realized then that this feeling was no longer just admiration, it was something deeper, something dangerous in its beauty. I wanted to hold her close, to let her know that she had become essential to my very existence. But fear held me back, the fear of ruining the fragile magic we had built. So I kept my longing silent, hiding behind jokes and casual smiles, though every word I spoke carried the weight of my heart. Then came the night that changed everything. We had walked together under an umbrella, laughing as the streets shimmered with reflections of neon lights. Our conversation had slowed, silences growing heavier with unspoken emotions. I could feel her heartbeat through the thin fabric of her jacket, rapid and erratic, mirroring my own. In that quiet moment, something shifted. Our eyes met, and the world around us disappeared. It was as if the universe itself had paused, waiting for what came next. I leaned closer, drawn by an irresistible force, and her lips met mine in a gentle, tentative kiss. It was soft, yet electric, igniting a fire that had been simmering silently between us. Time slowed. The rain became a distant melody, the city a blur of lights and sounds. Her lips were warm, tender, and full of promises I had never dared to imagine. Every worry, every fear melted away, leaving only the pure, unadulterated truth of our feelings. My heart raced, overflowing with an emotion too intense for words. When we finally pulled back, the world returned, but nothing felt the same. The air between us was charged, brimming with possibilities. I saw the same astonishment and delight reflected in her eyes, a silent acknowledgement that this kiss had stolen more than just a moment, it had claimed a part of our souls. From that day on, everything was different. Our interactions carried a new weight, an unspoken understanding that we were no longer just friends or acquaintances. Every touch, every glance, every shared smile was now imbued with the memory of that first kiss. It became our secret language, a bond that no words could fully describe. We started exploring the city together, hand in hand, discovering hidden cafes, quiet parks, and rooftops that overlooked the glowing skyline. Every adventure was intensified by the knowledge that we were now bound by something extraordinary, something fragile and powerful all at once. Even the simplest moments, walking down rainy streets, sharing a hot chocolate, or sitting silently in a crowded room, felt profound. It was as though the kiss had unlocked a new lens through which I viewed the world, one where beauty and intimacy were everywhere, waiting to be noticed. One rainy afternoon, we found ourselves at the pier, waves crashing against the shore, the sky painted in shades of gray and gold. We stood close, watching the horizon, letting the wind tangle our hair and the cold bite our cheeks. I couldn't resist anymore. I pulled her close, feeling the familiar warmth of her body against mine, and kissed her again. This time, it was different. It wasn't tentative or exploratory, it was a declaration. It was a promise that I was entirely hers, and she was entirely mine. The kiss deepened, carried by the wind and the rhythm of the waves, a perfect symphony of longing, desire, and love. We laughed afterward, breathless, hearts pounding in unison. There was a purity to our joy, a simplicity that made the world outside irrelevant. We were in our own universe, a place where time slowed, and emotions ran wild, free from the constraints of ordinary life. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and our bond only strengthened. That kiss became a memory we returned to again and again, a reminder of the moment everything changed. It was the spark that ignited a fire, one that would burn brightly through every challenge, every uncertainty. We faced obstacles, of course. Life has a way of testing the strongest connections. There were misunderstandings, miscommunications, and moments of doubt. But the memory of that first kiss, and the feelings it evoked, became our anchor, guiding us back to each other time and again. Even on days when the world seemed harsh and unforgiving, a simple touch or a glance would recall the magic of that stolen moment. It was a touchstone, a reminder that love, once awakened, could endure anything. We discovered each other in ways that words couldn't capture. Her laughter became a melody I chased, her tears a silent plea for comfort I was eager to provide. Each revelation about her, each vulnerability shared, was a gift, and I cherished them all. Late nights were spent talking about our dreams, fears, and the kind of future we wanted together. We imagined homes filled with laughter, trips to distant lands, and quiet evenings watching the rain together. Every plan was infused with hope, every shared secret a thread weaving us closer. I remember one evening when the city was wrapped in mist, lights flickering in the fog. We sat by her apartment window, sipping tea, hands intertwined. Without warning, she leaned over and kissed me softly, as if to remind me that love is not only found in grand gestures but also in the quiet, fleeting moments. Our love grew in layers, like an intricate painting. Each shared experience, each whispered, "I love you," each playful tease or comforting hug added depth and richness to the bond between us. That first kiss was the palette, every subsequent memory added color, texture, and life. There were moments of vulnerability, too. Nights when insecurities surfaced, doubts whispered in our ears. Yet even in those moments, the kiss we shared became our shield, a gentle reminder that our hearts were aligned, our souls intertwined. Through it all, I learned that love is not only about passion or desire, it is about understanding, patience, and unwavering support. That stolen kiss was the beginning, but our journey was made in every small act of kindness, every shared smile, every moment of unwavering trust. One rainy evening, she surprised me with a small gesture, an old photograph of the cafe where we met. We laughed at how young and naive we had been, yet felt a profound gratitude for every step that led us here. That photo, like the kiss itself, became a symbol of beginnings, of transformation. I began to notice the smallest things about her, the way her eyes sparkled when she was excited, the subtle curve of her lips when she smiled, the softness in her voice when she whispered my name. Every detail became etched into my memory, every nuance a testament to our love. We traveled together, exploring mountains, beaches, and cities. Every adventure was heightened by the intimacy we shared, each kiss along the way reminding us that the world is more beautiful when experienced together. One night, under a sky lit with countless stars, we lay on a blanket in the middle of a quiet field. She reached for my hand, pulling me close, and kissed me with a passion that left me breathless. The kiss was more than physical, it was a language of the heart, speaking volumes that words could never capture. Through seasons, our love matured. The initial spark of that first stolen kiss evolved into a steady flame, warm and enduring. We learned to navigate challenges together, support each other's dreams, and celebrate each victory, large or small. Even mundane days became extraordinary when shared with her. Grocery runs, morning coffees, or evening walks were transformed by laughter, whispered secrets, and fleeting kisses. Our love permeated every aspect of life, making the ordinary feel magical. We often revisited the cafe, now a sacred place for us. Sitting there, we would smile at the memory of the first conversation, the first laugh, and, of course, the first kiss. It was a monument to the moment our lives were forever altered. The kiss had taught me more than I could have imagined. It taught me courage, vulnerability, and the beauty of surrendering to love. It taught me that some moments, fleeting and fragile, can have the power to define a lifetime. We began dreaming of a future together, homes filled with warmth, celebrations with friends and family, quiet nights cuddled on the couch. Each dream was infused with the certainty that we had found something rare, a love that could withstand time itself. Even in moments of disagreement, the memory of that first kiss reminded us of what truly mattered. It was our foundation, a silent pact that no challenge could ever dismantle. It anchored us, keeping our hearts steady through every storm. One winter evening, snow falling gently outside, we sat by the fireplace. She rested her head on my shoulder, and I kissed her forehead. It was a quiet, intimate moment, yet it held the same power as that first kiss, soft, tender, and infinitely meaningful. Through the years, that stolen kiss became a story we told again and again, each retelling bringing a blush, a laugh, or a shared tear. It was a memory that never faded, a spark that continued to ignite our hearts, reminding us of the magic we had discovered. Even as life brought changes, careers, travels, and responsibilities, we remained anchored in the love that began with that single, unforgettable moment. It was our compass, guiding us back to each other no matter how far the world tried to pull us apart. We celebrated milestones with quiet reverence, always remembering that it all started with a kiss under the rain, in a little cafe that seemed ordinary to everyone else but was extraordinary to us. Her hand in mine became a symbol of trust, devotion, and unwavering love. Every time we held hands, I was reminded of the first time we touched, the first spark that would grow into a lifetime of connection. Our love became a story not just of romance, but of friendship, partnership, and mutual respect. That stolen kiss had unlocked the door, but everything that followed was built with patience, understanding, and shared joy. On our anniversary, we returned to the cafe, rain pouring outside. I pulled her close, whispering that the first kiss had stolen my heart. She smiled, tears glistening in her eyes, and kissed me again, a perfect echo of the past and a promise for the future. I realized then that love, once awakened, is not fleeting. It lingers, grows, and evolves, leaving traces in every laugh, every touch, every quiet moment shared. That kiss had been the beginning of everything, and yet it continues to shape our story, day after day. We built a life together filled with memories, adventures, and quiet contentment. Every sunrise, every storm, every challenge was sweeter because we faced it together, hearts intertwined, souls aligned. Even in the silence, we communicate without words. A glance, a touch, or a smile can convey more than paragraphs ever could. Our love language is a kiss, a memory, a shared heartbeat that started it all. As years passed, that first kiss remained sacred, a benchmark for every emotion, every connection we would share. It reminded us of who we were, who we became, and the love that would endure beyond time. And so, the kiss that stole my heart was never just a fleeting moment, it was the genesis of a lifetime, the spark that illuminated every day, every memory, and every dream we dared to imagine together.